Hey everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a truly outstanding strawberry and pistachio mousse cake. It's creamy, rich, and so luxurious. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Here I have 2 eggs at room temperature, and I'm mixing them briefly before I add the xylitol, 40 grams of it. Now continue mixing on high speed until the eggs more than double in volume. Then reduce the speed of the mixer and drizzle in 5 grams of olive oil. Continue mixing like this on low speed for another minute. This helps to remove the big air pockets and your cake will rise evenly in the oven. To 40 grams of pistachio paste, I am adding 50 grams of condensed milk. Stir well until the mixture is homogeneous, and then take some of the egg mixture and add it to the pistachio mixture. This will make the entire thing easier to incorporate into the eggs without losing all the volume. Add more until the mixture feels a little bit light. That's the point. Then pour it over your spatula so it doesn't sink to the bottom and mix again with the mixer on a low speed. And now it's time for the dry ingredients. 30 grams of almond flour, 50 grams of pure pistachio powder, and a tiny pinch of salt. Mix them together and add them all at once to the bowl. Once again, use the mixer on a low speed for no longer than a minute. Finish off with a silicone spatula so you scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl and make sure that everything is homogeneous. Then pour this batter into an 18 cm silicone mold. It's quite fluid and it's supposed to be like that, don't worry. Tap it against the work surface for a couple of times to release the big air bubbles and bake it for half an hour at 150 Celsius with the fan on. Let it cool down to room temperature in the mold. Then cover a serving platter with some plastic wrap, place this on top of the mold, flip the mold and the cake will fall onto it without sticking to the platter. Then use a 16 cm cake ring to cut the cake into a circle. Remove the outer edges and you will have the cake that we are going to use as the base for our entremet. And I promise you, this is the best pistachio cake you ever had. Now let's flip it again so we can get it into a smaller mold with the even surface facing us. So we're going to cover it with a 16 cm silicone mold, flip it one more time, and voila, the even surface facing up. Gently press it into the mold and then take it to the fridge. To 9 grams of cornstarch, I'm adding 25 grams of xylitol and I'm mixing them very well. And to 150 grams of reduced strawberry puree, I'm adding a teaspoon of orange blossom water. Then add the dry mixture and mix well before you take the pot to the stove. On the smallest flame, mix continuously until the confit thickens. Then remove it from the heat and pour it over the cooled pistachio cake. Tilt the mold to level the confit and then remove the big air bubbles with a toothpick. Refrigerate it for 30 minutes and then freeze it for 2 hours. To 40 grams of pistachio paste, I'm adding 70 grams of whipping cream. Mix these ingredients well until you have a homogeneous, thick paste. It thickens naturally. When you have this consistency, you can add 40 grams of white chocolate. Gently stir the chocolate in and then take the bowl to the microwave. Microwave it in several intervals until everything becomes this beautiful green ganache. Pour this over the frozen strawberry confit and level it with your spatula. Make sure that the ganache isn't hot when you pour it over the confit. Warm is enough. Freeze the triple insert for 4 hours. Hydrate 3 gelatin sheets in ice cold water. Each gelatin sheet weighs approximately 2 grams. In my mixing bowl, I have 50 grams of cold mascarpone that I'm softening with a silicone spatula. Once the mascarpone is soft, you can add 150 grams of cold whipping cream to it and continue mixing with the spatula at first until it's homogeneous. Then switch to a whisk and whip it until you reach a soft pea consistency. The cream should hold the trail, but the tip should collapse. To 150 grams of reduced strawberry puree, I'm adding 20 grams of xylitol and 10 grams of lemon juice. Give these a good stir and then heat the mixture in the microwave until it reaches almost 60 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius, the puree is still warm enough to dissolve the gelatin properly, so make sure you squeeze out the excess water and stir the gelatin in. Nothing dramatic will change. You'll just notice that the mixture is a bit shinier and glossier. I heated 150 grams of whipping cream to 50 degrees Celsius, and I'm pouring that over 150 grams of ruby chocolate. Use an immersion blender to make the most beautiful ruby chocolate ganache. There's no need to insist too much. As soon as you have the ganache, pour the entire amount of strawberry puree over it and continue blending until everything is homogeneous. And now that you have a ruby chocolate and strawberry ganache, pour it into the bowl where you had the strawberry puree. Use a spatula to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl and incorporate whatever strawberry puree was left, and then take the temperature. If it's at 40 degrees Celsius or a little bit below that, you can add about a third of the softly whipped cream. Mix it in with the whisk. It's easier like this. And when it's homogeneous, you can pour this pink mixture into the remaining cream. Continue mixing with the whisk at first, and then finish off with a spatula until you will have created the most beautiful strawberry and ruby chocolate mousse. Now pour the entire amount of this mousse into a 20 cm silicone mold. Then tap the mold against your work surface to make the bigger air bubbles rise to the surface, and then pop them with a toothpick. And now it's finally time to assemble the entremet. Remove the triple insert from the smaller mold, and then very carefully and with a steady hand drop it right in the center of the mousse with the cake facing you. Press it down slowly and turn if you need to. The cake and the mousse must be on the same level. Then freeze the entremet for 8 hours. Hydrate 6 gelatin sheets and let them sit. To 150 grams of water and the same amount of glucose syrup, I'm adding 100 grams of xylitol. Bring the liquid to a rolling boil and then cut the heat. Add 10 grams of lemon juice and remove it from the stove. It needs to cool down to approximately 60 degrees Celsius before you add the gelatin. If you add the gelatin at a higher temperature, you will affect its setting ability. Squeeze out the excess water from the gelatin sheets and mix them in. There will be no visible change. Transfer the neutral glaze into a pitcher and then add some pink food coloring. If you want it. It's not necessary, but I really like it. Now blend the neutral glaze for 2 full minutes. After that, cover it with plastic wrap directly on the surface, let it cool down to room temperature, and then refrigerate it for 8 hours. After 8 hours, peel off the plastic and gently reheat the glaze in the microwave. It shouldn't exceed 50 degrees Celsius. Then blend it for a minute and then cover it with plastic wrap again and let it sit on the counter until it reaches the right temperature, which in our case is 31 degrees Celsius. If you use it at a higher temperature, the layer on the cake will be too thin. Remove the entremet from the mold and place it on an inverted bowl that sits on a large plate. Start pouring the glaze in the center of the cake and then circle your way outwards. Don't stop until you finish all of the glaze. Then remove the excess glaze drippings and transfer the entremet on a serving platter. The cake needs 6 hours in the fridge to thaw. To decorate, I'm using a few strawberry pieces and some half pistachios. And now it's finally time for the big reveal. The cake slices so easily. Look at those beautiful, perfectly aligned layers. So nice. I really hope you're gonna make this cake. It's amazing. See you next time, dessert lovers.